I am Vinnie Tortorich. Folks, your good intentions have been stolen. But don't worry, I'm here to help you get them back. You may be soft and succulent at the beginning of this process, but hang in there. Before long, you will be lean and mean, guaranteed. Yeah, it's the Monday show. And I know that sounds weird. It's like, she's back. Was she gone? Well, yeah, she was gone for me. You know, we had to record a few shows ahead of time because she had to spend time in Europe. And I think she wants to talk to us about Europe today. Yeah,
I'll learn some things.
But before we get into that, I have something I have to look, Anna.
Yeah.
As you know, I'm not a politician. You know that, right? I mean, they would never let me win an election.
No.
Yeah. But I'm a man of the people.
Yeah.
I give the people what they want, Anna.
Okay.
And the people have been asking for something.
What have they been asking
for? And it's something you and I haven't done in a couple of years. Uh-oh. And people keep asking for it. So next week when we record, we're going to bring it back.
Call-in show?
What that is? No. Because we've been doing Friday call-in shows, so they're okay with
Stripper that.
Stripper NFL. Now, listen, we haven't done it in a few years, and I know we have a lot of Roby. We probably haven't done it since the new Roby people. This used to be one of the mainstays of this show. Every football season, we would play a game almost weekly called Stripper or NFL. And we would come up with a name. It could be a body part. It could be a drug. The drugs are always the best. And I'm going to give an example. So we're not going to do it today, Anna, but I will give one example so that people can start writing to me on the X and come up with the names. And we'll pick the best 5 names next week to play Stripper.
Oh, that's a good
NFL.
idea.
Okay.
I thought it was always like autophagy or like mitochondria.
Yeah, it's like mitochondria. You know, like perineum was one of the favorites. Back in the day. Yeah. But I'm going to do one. I got one. I just came up with this one while we were talking just now. So I'm going to do one to give people an idea of how it works. Now, when you write to me on the X, do at Vinnie Tortorich and also do at Anna Vocino.
Yeah, so we got to both see it.
Yeah, we have to see it and we have to come up with it. We'll come up with the top 5 and then we'll play Stripper or NFL.
Well, also because you get way more tweets than I do because you write to people on X. There's a better chance of them all being seen if you tag me as well because I don't do as much on X as you do.
Okay, so without any further ado, I'm rusty at this, Anna. I'm very
do you have
rusty.
The music queued up?
Yeah, I think I could pull the music up here in real time and see if we could do it.
Okay.
So the way it works is I'll throw a name out there, and we have to decide if it's better being a stripper's name or an NFL player.
Okay.
Now, the only thing we do different for the NFL player is we give them a last name, like we put the name Jones or Smith behind it.
Right.
Right. Because like if let's say it was perineum, right? We would say coming up for the first of 2, Miss Perineum. See, when we do the stripper thing. But with the NFL, they'll say coming up.
Perineum Green.
Perineum. We got to give them a last name. Green, Jones, whatever, Smith. Yeah. And I was talking to Serena about this. We were just having dinner right before this. And she goes, because she doesn't watch the NFL. And she goes, are those names that ridiculous? Because we were throwing out some really weird stuff. I said, honey, let me just give you one name, and this is not the craziest one. Juju Smith-Schuster. And she goes,
former Pittsburgh.
Right.
Former Pittsburgh. Yeah.
I know.
One of the
best DBs, I think he's a shutdown corner. One of the best athletes in the world.
Yeah.
Juju Smith-Schuster.
Yeah.
Right. And I said, don't even ask me to spell Juju because I think it's something like Jiu.
Oh, is it? I thought it was Ju, but I don't know.
No, it's Jiu. Maybe, Anna, while I'm doing stripper NFL, let's look up Juju Smith. I think it's Jiu. Okay. So
it's JUJU.
Is it JUJU?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where I got the I from. So all right, I'm gonna do, what do you want me to do first? Stripper or NFL?
For perineum?
No, I got one in my head. I'm not gonna tell you what it is.
I think do NFL first.
Okay, NFL first.
Yeah.
All right. Let me see if and I'm not gonna have the chops I used to have.
And by the way, this could be a male stripper or a female stripper.
Right. But
right, or so, can it, or is it just a fee? Are we just deciding basically it's a male who plays for the NFL or female?
Well,
who is a stripper?
If it helps the game, you could be a male or a female stripper.
Okay.
Right.
I just like it to be even more vague, and you really have to zone in on which one.
Okay, so you asked me to do NFL first?
I think you should do NFL first.
Okay. Now, folks, you got to excuse me a little bit because I didn't prepare for this tonight. So I'm working on.
You've been preparing your whole life for this.
For this moment. All right. So I'm going to play some NFL music and we're going to go with it. You ready? Okay. It's 4th and long. They're back on their own 10-yard line, but as we know in the NFL today, everything is 4-down territory. It doesn't matter where you are on the field. As a matter of fact, they're kicking 75-yard field goals now. So we go from any position. All right, the ball is snapped. He's back. Oh, sacked by Manjaro Smith. All right, so Manjaro Smith. How did I do, Anna? I hadn't done that.
That was really good. I feel like it's already tipped because just the word ends in an O, so it feels masculine. But go ahead.
Manjaro Smith. All right, so now we got to do.
And I did not know you were going to do Manjaro Smith.
No, I didn't tell you.
No.
All right, so people are getting an idea of how the game goes.
Right.
Okay, I'm going to really be rusty on my stripper stuff because all of my friends.
You got to get into that.
Yeah. And
get your stripper DJ voice going.
I haven't been to a strip joint in like 30 years now, so I gotta really.
I don't think it's changed.
Okay. I got to think of some stuff to say. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Yeah, gentlemen. Remember, tipping is not a place in China. Every Wednesday night, amateur night. That's right, ladies. Come out. Stop your grinning. Drop your linen. Thursday night is lingerie lunch. I know it's nighttime, but we're serving lunch. You want to see some of the best lingerie in town? Come for lingerie lunch every Thursday night. And Friday, itty bitty titty contest. That's right. Ladies, you got flapjacks. You come out for the itty bitty titty contest. All right, coming to the stage for the first of two, Miss Manjaro. How did I do, Anna?
That was, I think, next level. I don't think you've ever done it that well. Itty bitty titty contest? What?
I don't know. You got flapjacks.
Is that a contest they have at strip joints?
Now there is. I had to think of a third thing. You can't do it. You know that. You're a comedian. You can't do a joke on two. You got to have a third. I know
you do need to think of a third thing.
And the fact that I said, come out for.
You just improv that? That was great.
Yeah. I really screwed because I said, come
lingerie
on.
Lunch?
Lunch. Lingerie
This is fabulous. I would attend this strip club.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sure the buffet is great.
Yeah,
is it
probably.
Buffet,
yeah.
Or is it like you order off menu? What is this strip club?
No. I think at strip joints, if they have anything, you go up to like the thing with the sneeze guard and
it's the buffet. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think it's probably the cleanest strip club buffet in town.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen. I think I've seen that at a strip joint where you can get food at the buffet.
Our ladies are clean, and so are our buffets.
Yeah. So Anna,
I say NFL only because it ends in an O, so it feels masculine.
Yeah, Manjaro Jones, or was he Manjaro Smith Schuster? Maybe we should make everything Smith Schuster from now on.
Everybody's named Smith Schuster.
Yeah, so it can be.
Yeah.
Latissimus dorsi Smith Schuster. Just everything, right?
Latissimus dorsi Smith Schuster is 1,000% NFL.
Yeah. Yeah, that can never be,
No.
So
no.
All right. So that's how the game is played.
Okay, so yeah, you guys gotta tweet at us and tell us which one's what's your vote?
Hang on, I gotta write down itty bitty titty contest because I gotta use that next week again.
Itty bitty titty.
I'm not gonna remember.
It's amazing.
Come with your flapjacks.
My God. Well, Vinnie, we get asked all the time what the F you're supposed to eat when you travel.
Yeah.
And I just got back from 2 weeks straight of traveling, not in these United States.
Nope.
In France.
So when you travel from where you are, you're on Pacific Coast time.
Correct.
By the time you get to France, it's 9-hour flight.
9 hours difference, yeah.
But it's a 9-hour flight, right?
It's a 10-hour flight there, an 11-hour flight home.
Oh, all right. I said 9. I was being generous. So did you fly straight through? Did you go right over the North Pole and drop in the way they do?
Correct.
Okay. You're on a plane, folks, for 10 hours on that flight. Now, I've always said, nut up, buttercup. If it's a 5-hour flight, coast to coast, you don't have to eat. As a matter of fact, when I go to Europe, as I do quite often, I'm on the East Coast and England is about a 5.5-hour flight. And I'm usually sitting in that cubby thing.
Yeah.
Give it a cubby.
In the pod.
Yeah. Yes, because I want to sleep. I want to make my time. It's worth it. It's funny. I do that on the way there. I sit in a regular seat on the way back.
On the way back, it's not bad.
Yeah, but if you do that, because I got to go visit relatives, in-laws and everything. I don't want to be yawning and stuff.
It's shorter to fly from JFK to Paris than it is to fly from LAX to Boston because I've done both of those flights.
No, absolutely. And so I don't eat, even though, as a matter of fact, I remember I was on British Airways not long ago, and they keep coming by. Sir, would you like the Prosecco? No, I don't drink Prosecco. I'm sorry. Would you like anything else to drink? No, I'm fine. And then they come, oh, sir, the meal. What's the meal? The meal. It's like, so I tell them when I get on the plane now, listen, I'm gonna nap. I'm gonna zone out here. I'm gonna watch a movie,
and they'll leave you alone. Yeah,
and they leave you alone.
Yeah,
I have to tell them because I'm not going to eat that food on the plane when I know I'm going to be getting to good food in London, right? So why? It's 5 hours.
I never sleep on the plane, even the overnight part, and I finally got to sleep on the plane.
Really?
And then I was shaken awake. I got to sleep for 45 minutes.
And
I was shaken awake to be told to put my seatbelt on because there was some bumpy air. I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
There's never bumpy air going over the North Pole.
I was literally like, what? Who cares? I'm in a pot. I'll die. That'll be my coffin.
Just let me fly around. Yeah.
Don't wake me up. I finally got to sleep.
Yeah. What do you do?
That was it.
So did you, so 10 hours.
Here's what I do. So, I have celiac disease, and the only way to deal with that is to eat gluten-free, right?
Right.
Well, we take it 10 steps further with NSNG. And so not only do I not have gluten, I don't have the other carbs. I learned very early on, when you ask for a gluten-free meal on the plane, they give you a carb-filled extravaganza. It is gluten-free, but they'll give you like everything wrapped in, I don't know what they do. It's actually easier, I have found, to do NSNG by not saying anything. And then usually there's like a protein and a veg that you can eat.
Right.
And I was not wrong. And obviously I always say, eat what you can at the airport or whatever, bring your snacks. My one thing that I regret, I should have brought my own cheese bites with me. I do regret that. Now we were specifically going on a food and wine tour. And when I say that, I'm telling you, we were with winemakers, meeting French winemakers at the end of harvest. We had access to places we had no business getting into because of relationships that people have here. And I say people because it's not me. We did several Michelin rated restaurants plus 3 Michelin starred restaurants.
Wow.
I personally have never been to a Michelin starred restaurant. So to go to 3 in the time span of 2 weeks and all the rated places felt insane to me. It's more food than I have eaten in months packed into 2 weeks. A true gourmand, and I'm being polite by saying that, it felt gluttonous to me. So from that perspective, I had a hard time with it. I had to do hotel room workouts. I had to make sure, I mean, Paris, you walk around a ton, but on the tours where we're sitting, you know, we got to be downstairs at 9, the driver's picking us. It's 8 of us traveling. You know, the driver's picking us up. We're going to this town, this town, this town, lunch at this place, this town, this tasting, you know, it was very scheduled. And by the way, I don't love being very scheduled. I enjoyed it because it was something that I never would have planned for myself, because I'm very loosey-goosey with plans and want to, you know, have some freedom. But wanted to respect our friends who had taken an inordinate amount of time to set this up. I also felt as each day went on, holy shit, I need so much money to pay for this. This trip is so expensive. Yeah. Food is in France is not like it. In Italy, it's much less expensive, food and wine. It's very expensive in France, which I was kind of shocked about. So, and by the way, when I tell you wine, I'm talking about 7 to 8 bottles being opened at each meal, not breakfast, obviously.
It's crazy, right?
It is crazy. And now it's a tasting, but still, I'm like, holy shit. So what I learned, like, for instance, the day in Champagne was fabulous. And I don't drink champagne. But what I learned was illuminating about how they add the sugar or don't add the sugar, and how the term brut, it was just basically a marketing term, because it's not even a word in French. Sec is the word for dry. But sec actually means sweet now when it comes to champagne. Brut means not even dry. It has to be extra brut or zero brut for it to have zero added sugar. So that was interesting to be able to taste some champagnes with legit zero added sugar from Champagne, in Champagne, right?
Right.
So if there's champagne fans out there, you can find it. You just have to look for zero brut or extra brut. And also legally, this is where they differ than America. And I'm going to get into a little bit of like the regulations with the food labeling and the alcohol labeling.
Yeah.
The regulations in Champagne, they're extremely regulated. In fact, they can't harvest until the committee tells them it's time to harvest. They have a certain amount of time. They bring people in. You have 2.5 weeks to do all of your grapes, you know, and they have to label the exact sugar gram content in the bottle. So a brut champagne can legally have no more than 4 to 8 grams of sugar in the whole bottle.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So it's a 750 milliliter bottle?
In a 750 milliliter bottle.
Okay, and you said, just let me be clear, 4 to 6 grams in a whole bottle.
In the whole, I asked that question, in the whole bottle or per glass? They said in the whole bottle.
That's dry. I mean,
that's dry. Well,
yeah, that's less than my kombucha.
Brut. Extra brut is 4 or less, and zero brut is zero. Brut zero is zero added sugar. So they when it's on the lease, when they have it, you know, with the yeast on the side of the barrel, they, for the second fermentation, do not add any sugar to it.
Okay, so how much? So that's how much sugar ends up in the bottle, total or added sugar? I just caught that the second lap around.
Okay, so the first fermentation is when they add the yeast and the sugar,
okay,
right? And the yeast eats its way through the sugar. And and at that point, the yeast has eaten it, and it's sitting at the bottom of the barrel, right? Then they disgorge it into bottles, right? Then they do the second fermentation if they're going to add more sugar there, and so the second fermentation is the added sugar. Why champagne is sweet.
Okay.
So then they basically flip the bottles. They have to rotate the bottles. They have all these crazy machines to rotate the bottles. And then at the end, they do this thing where they dip the tops of the bottles in. They flash freeze the top when the yeast falls down. They flash freeze, pull it out, and then put the cork in, and then you have a bottle of champagne. But they have to be very precise about how they label. Their government regulations are very, very precise and adhered to, and you will get busted, and they're inspected all the time. They obviously care about, the whole thing. You can't call something champagne unless it's grown in Champagne. The grapes are grown in
Don't you wish our food industry was that way?
Oh my God, I do. So, and I'll get to the food stuff in a sec. It was so fascinating. And then going to Burgundy and doing the tours, and it was pretty great to be able to. There's one winemaker in particular who's making wine here where I live in California, and he's a legend in France. And we got to go. He wasn't there. We saw him at lunch later, but we got to go to his winery, and people don't get to go. You can't even buy the wine there. You cannot buy his wine, and his wine is 2,000 euros a bottle. I'm not shitting you. In fact, you said Kristen likes wine. I'm sure she knows this guy.
Well, look, that's why, people go, oh, so you do drink. Yeah. When I'm looking at Kristen, Kristen is not broke by any stretch of the imagination. She's got a very nice life, and she knows a bit about wine, and her husband knows a lot about wine. Her ex-husband is a foodie.
Yeah.
Right. And
so he's probably been to all these places that I went to.
Oh, I'm sure I've actually been to a couple of them because of Francois.
Yeah.
He's a big time foodie, and it's crazy what foodies, but Francois can stand to lose about 100 pounds, just to be honest. Right.
It was really a fascinating adventure because, first of all, I can tell people in France I'm gluten-free. I have celiac. And there's no judgment about it.
Right.
But they don't do gluten-free in France.
Oh God, no.
So the chefs, when you're at the Michelin places, can figure it out, and they do, and they were so accommodating. And we had a vegetarian with us as well. So they're so accommodating, but it's not like they have a few maybe dedicated gluten-free bakeries somewhere in a few different towns, but maybe one or two in Paris. It can be done. Well, my favorite gluten-free bakery, Helmut New Cake, which was by the Madeleine, La Madeleine, has closed permanently because I don't know. They just did the business. No Glue was another one, but that was too far away from where we were staying. We're staying on the left bank. So it's just not a thing. And when I tell you the bread is just, it's way more than it is in the States. I think the bread culture is real.
Yeah. The bread there is insane. Was No Glue a takeoff from Nobu? Was that what they were doing, or?
No, it's just a bakery with no gluten.
It was just called No Glue.
No, it's a French bakery. Yeah. And they have all the classic French eclairs.
Yeah, look, I mean, as you know, I basically live in ketosis, but if I'm going to eat a piece of bread, a piece of sourdough or something, it's going to be in France.
Yeah.
Right? It's going to be there around La Madeleine and all that area right there.
Well, it was real easy for me to not, because I have celiac, and so I'm not doing it. That being said, I ate plenty. There was plenty to eat. I wasn't trying to necessarily stay low carb, if that makes sense. It just made sense for me, for my stomach, to not overdo it. So I did stay low carb most of the time. You know what I mean? I was actually surprised. I thought I was going to go completely off the rails. And what was even the most shocking was getting home. We got home last night and did my 9 hours of sleep, so I could start over today and feel fresh and be on the time zone. But I was like, okay, I'm not gonna weigh myself till tomorrow morning. I don't know what kind of damage I did. I gained 2 pounds.
Crazy, right?
Crazy.
Yeah. People, look, I do the consults, and people ask me all the time. They go, listen, I was in Italy. I went off of NSNG. I just ate whatever I wanted to. I gained 0 weight, 1 pound, 2 pounds, and we were gluttonous. And it just goes to show you, when you cut out all of the crap that we put in food here in this country, right? I know everyone wants to hate on RFK. Is it RFK? Because I was watching a JFK Jr.
Yeah, RFK. Yeah.
Everybody wants to hate on this and that, and the whole thing is okay, great. At least someone is trying to do something. Yeah. And I'm not saying this from a political bent, because I don't talk about politics. I'm just glad that finally someone somewhere is trying. I mean, when you think about the number of ingredients you can have in a box of cereal in this country versus Italy or France or any of the Western European countries, is not even close. It's not even in the ballpark of what they have there versus what we have here. I mean, we're purposely trying to kill ourselves in this country. I'm convinced of that.
It was very surprising to me just because it was just so much more, just the volume of, like, I can't eat at noon and then again at 7, all that food. I just can't.
Right.
And it was too much for me. And I just was like, there was even one day that I went with my vegetarian friend. I bailed on the right. I was like, this Burgundian food is too rich. And by the way, I love snails. I love a ham terrine. I love all of it. It's great and super filling because you're having like real butter and cream. I will say this. But I did go to lunch with my vegetarian friend. I was like, I'm going to have a vegetarian lunch because I just need to eat some vegetables. Like I just needed that. So, but I will say this, the coffee. I was not happy with the coffee situation.
France cannot make a cup of coffee, right?
What? I didn't know this.
Anna?
I was furious.
I've said this on a podcast, but no cream. No one ever hears me. I was in Chamonix, could not find a cup of coffee. Now, there's an English couple, a husband and wife, who opened a small shop in Chamonix. And it's called it's the only good coffee up. They will make you the best cappuccino, espresso style drink in the world. They will make a great drip coffee. But I've told the story 1,000 times. You go to breakfast and mention coffee and they'll say, would you like wine? It's like, no, it's breakfast. I want coffee.
I want coffee.
And we were there. I was in Chamonix the first time I was there. It was like 7 or 8 days. Coddington and I, wait, hang on. It's his birthday, by the way, right?
Happy birthday, Coddy Cod.
Yeah, Don Coddington. Yeah.
Don Coddington's Friday, 5 o'clock.
Blast off. See, if I sounded like that dude, I could be a strip joint DJ. At any rate, we were there. I was like, I couldn't find a good cup of coffee. But then we decided to go to Italy for a few days to climb Grand Paradiso. It's a glacier.
Oh,
we went to warm up.
Fine.
We crossed right over the border.
Right over.
And we're probably 30 minutes inside of Italy, driving along. And I see this little something, like a little eatery or something, like a mom and pop. You walk in, they got the daughter, they're yelling at each other in the back. It's like out of a movie. Everyone's yelling at each other, and then they come out and they're very nice in front of you, right? And I said to the girl, I said, hey, can I get a cup of coffee? And in broken English, she goes, sure. Her grandmother comes out, the babushka, the whole thing, right? And she goes, I fix you up. In so many words, I fix you up.
Yeah.
He came out with the best cappuccino I've ever had in my life. I'm drinking it, and she's standing watching me with a smile on her face. And when I'm done, she takes the cup and she brings another one. It was almost as if she knew, you've been in that bastard country with no coffee, and now you have coffee. And I'm going to help you out here.
Listen, I've been to France so many times. I majored in French. I speak the language. I just was in shock. And I thought to myself, okay, well, maybe I'm just having a weird time in Paris. And then I was like, okay, maybe it's just like maybe it's this hotel thing, like in Burgundy. And then I was like, okay, well, maybe it's just now I'm in Provence, and we went all over Provence. I was like, what is happening? What is happening with the coffee? They don't like
coffee, man. They are not a coffee country.
No. And so we were in, for the last 5 nights, we were in a house in Provence. So I was like, okay, I'm going to take matters into my own hands and figure this out. And the thing that I had the hardest time finding that I could not find was separate cream or half and half. It's milk. They put milk in the coffee, and it was so gross. It was so gross. And so I was very excited this morning to do that. But I was like, I would have to figure this out. Like I would have to, because they must sell cream. So obviously they sell cream somewhere. Like I wasn't finding it. But I would ask for cream every place that I went. I would ask for cream and they were like, it was milk. They would set down milk. I'm like, no, do you have cream or half and half? And they thought I was crazy.
No, then they never have half and half. They'll have milk and they'll have cream or double cream.
Maybe I should have asked for double cream and they would have understood what I was saying.
Yeah, it comes out like,
Great. That's like what I want.
And it's delicious. England is well known for its double cream. Right? England's a good cream country.
Well, I had a hell of a time. Yeah. And that was shocking to me. So then, because we stayed in a house and I took it upon myself to do the grocery shopping, and we have a wide variety. Nobody's low carb like I am, so right. I just had to make sure that I had my own like separate snacks, and they had their things, and so it was a lot of like breads, cheeses, crackers, a lot of metza. You know what I mean? A lot of charcuterie. There was so much charcuterie, which is great, super easy to stay low carb with all that. Meat stuff. But the thing that I found interesting was I got people their crackers, their chips, their, things like that. And I was looking and they have very obvious nutritional scores, A, B, C, D, E, I think, right, on the packaging. And I thought, oh, this is interesting. And my friend, he wanted pretzels and he wanted Doritos. So I was like, oh, okay, yeah, you got to taste French Doritos, right? Like see how, and I got the nacho cheese flavored Doritos, and I was reading the ingredients, and there's certainly less processed looking, like there was no maltodextrin in it.
Right.
I don't remember the exact specifics, although I will say the French mayonnaise was not good. It still had canola oil, and I was like, ugh. Canola oil is pervasive. Canola oil is everywhere.
Store-bought mayonnaise the other day because I was being
forget
lazy.
It. You can't find it in the States.
There is nothing good, and all of them. And I even looked at the ones. I just came home and made Anna Vocino because I wanted to make an egg salad.
1 minute mayo. I have a video on all my socials. 1 minute mayo.
Yeah,
so
I came back and I was like, because I was like, oh, let me just do this. I could go home and boil up, 8, 10 eggs, and have this in the fridge for a couple of 2 or 3 days, and just go at it whenever I want to. Couldn't do it. Had to come home and make Eat Happy Kitchen mayo.
Yeah. It's real hard to find. Costco in California has Chosen Foods brand avocado oil mayo, and that's a pretty good one. But other than that, I don't trust it. I don't like the taste of the Primal one.
I tried Primal. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. Like, I don't eat my taste buds. I like to eat.
It's so much better homemade. It's like, listen, when Eat Happy Kitchen's finally able to do a mayo, I'm going to be so happy.
Oh yeah, I'll be your first customer.
Until then. But yeah, it was interesting to see the ratings. And my friend said to me, this is the vegetarian, by the way, he wanted pretzels. So I got him some pretzels, and I was setting out the cheese. Everyone's playing cards, and I was setting out the cheese and the charcuterie. And he's eating his pretzels, and he goes, huh. He goes, these have a D rating, a D nutritional rating. He was like, why is that? You wouldn't think pretzels would be bad for you. And I was like, well, and it gave me a little opening to explain a little bit, because, people aren't really because they think, well, it's not a Dorito, so it must be a healthy snack. Why wouldn't it get an A? And a Dorito would get the D. The Dorito also got a D, by the way.
Yeah.
Even though the ingredients were better than the American Doritos. But it was an interesting conversation to be able to have that dialogue with somebody and be like, well, why would a pretzel? I was like, because it's just empty calories. Like it's a snack food. There's nothing in it but flour and salt and preservatives. That's it. I think. Like, I don't know. I haven't had a pretzel in years, but I think that's all that's in there. But it was an interesting thing to have a bold rating, almost like the cigarettes, how they put really bold warnings on cigarettes.
I wish we would do that here
in Europe, but they don't do it here.
Yeah.
It opens it up for discussion, at least.
It really does. I mean, everyone that smokes, whenever I'm in Europe, I see, all the relatives all smoke. Number one, they all have to roll their own cigarettes because it's so expensive. They make it very expensive. And the labels don't look like our labels. It's just a picture of like someone dying of cancer or something. That's the label.
They have big black and white warning labels on them. Yeah. There was a lot of folks rolling their own. I did notice that. And I said, it wouldn't be France if there wasn't somebody smoking right next to my head. Like just for somebody I was like, oh my God, there's a cigarette right by me. Just like right by.
Yeah.
Italy's the same way.
Yeah, they love their smoking. Did you know that a pretzel was a religious thing, a religious symbol? Did you know that?
No.
It was how the monks would teach the kids in the monasteries and all that, how to, the Father, Son, the Holy Ghost. They would take the bread, stretch it out, and they would fold it over, the Father, Son, the Holy Ghost, and they would
Oh, I
make
didn't know that.
it's a triad. Yeah,
It's a
yeah,
fleur de lis.
yeah. It's
Wait. Pretzels, nutritional rating, crap. Smoking. Oh, I will say this. This is just my experience. I didn't see a single overweight person there. Not one.
It's different.
Not one.
It's different. Yeah.
I was shocked.
Yeah, it's different.
I was shocked.
I'm telling you, it's, the thing that's killing us more than anything else is the junk food. I'm sorry. It's the crap, it's the junk, it's the constant eating. We're so fat, sick, and nearly dead in this country, to quote the name of a movie or a book, whichever it was. But that's where we are. And people go, that means I can have sugars and grains? No, you've already cashed that check, right? You've already spent that money. You can't go back. You have to correct your diet. Yeah. There's no way to correct this. People go, I went to Italy, I ate all the pasta. And it's like, great. Now you're back from Italy. You got to jump back on board, right? But yeah, you don't see a lot of fat people there at all. And when someone's fat, they don't look like our fat people. That's for sure.
No, and I'm not saying there are no overweight people in France. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I didn't see any.
Yeah.
And I look a lot.
Go down to Fort Walton Beach, Florida, and find the skinny person. It's completely different. I was down there 2 years ago for a wedding, and I went out to the beach. I talked about this. And I finally said to Serena, I got upset and depressed. I was like, this is our country. This is where we are. All of these people are going to have medical complications, and they're all young. And the thing that depressed me even more was not the fat mommy and the fat daddy, but the fact that the kid was fat, 5, 6, 7-year-old toddlers and whatever, all fat. Not good. Not good for our country. Not good for anyone.
One thing that I did clock was there were many times with many now we're a group of 8 people. We've been out on a tour. We've been doing tastings. There has not been food at the tastings, which, by the way, is different than the Italian. When you go on tastings in Italy, they feed you, which is a very good idea. So there comes a point where I'm like, I can't taste another sip of wine without going and having some food. Yeah. And so we were all very hungry when we get there. There were a number of times where we would try to order food, and they were literally like, the waiters would say, no, that's too much food. And we were like, no, I don't think you understand. That's not. And I guarantee when it arrived, sure enough, it was. And every single time they said no, we were like, okay, we're going to pay you for the food.
Yeah.
Like it was almost like almost an argument. And it happened again and again and again. And it was so funny to me that every single time we would gobble it up, and then we'd be like, yeah, okay, so now can we have 3 more? We said we wanted 4 of these things, and you said you'd only bring us 1 because you're like, that's enough food.
Yeah, because
so it was very funny to watch the Americans be like, now we're hungry. We want to eat.
Yeah, we need more. We need more.
We need more.
But look, that's what we've been taught, and that's what we do. And it's a sad tableau. We need to change it. We really do.
We really do. And I'm not saying we have to be like France, but my God, can't we just get the crap out of our processed foods?
Well,
can't we get people back to like the heart of just eating meat and veg and full fat dairy? And France, I would include you in that. No, the cheese, I will say, I was like, okay, cheese, relax. I've had enough.
There's one.
I never thought I would say that in my life, Vinnie.
There's one place in France, not in France, but in Europe, that gets it right every time, and that's in Puglia.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. In Puglia. That's where the famous Villa Capelli olive oil starts. The trees are there. The ground is fertile. The trees get the right nutrients. You have the best olives on the planet making the best olive oil. And the beauty is that it's pure. Just like purevitamin.club.com is. Everything is pure. Villa Capelli is pure. Now, there was nothing pure about Paul Capelli, but Villa Capelli.
He was an impure man.
He was the most
impure thoughts.
He had thoughts. But his company, God, he's missed. He really is missed.
Yep.
His company, Villa Capelli, still advertises on the show. Stephen Crutchfield's husband took over after Stephen, what did I call him? Did I call him? I said Stephen Crutchfield.
Stephen Crutchfield.
Yeah. Stephen Crutchfield took over for Paul Capelli is what I meant to say.
Oh, yeah. After Paul passed away.
After Paul passed away. They were married. So he took over and the company runs like a top. Go check out Villa Capelli, folks. Put in promo code Vinnie, VINNIE, and you will get 10% off every time. Now, if you spend more than $140, you'll get the discount. That'll bring it down to about $126 total. And because of that, Stephen will also give you free shipping. So get yourself a 3-liter 10. That will last you a long time. And get a couple of other things, the herbs, the salt. He's got all kinds of stuff. The lemon oil. Grab something else.
Lemon oil is to die for.
And put in promo code Vinnie and get the free shipping. Villa Capelli, let them know we sent you. VINNIE, no wimpy Y, 10% every single time. Villa Capelli. What else you got there, Anna?
Listen, I just wanted to spend the time talking about what to eat when you travel, and hopefully my experiences help, and you just have to kind of like suss it out, find the grocery stores. By the way, every city has like bodegas or mini marts. You can always go in. I feel like most cities now they have little cold cuts, little meats, little cheeses. You can do it. It can be done. But,
yeah, every time I've traveled around the countryside of France, you find a lot of that, right? You can go in anywhere and get some good cheese, some good ham. You know, it's not that difficult.
Well, I'm going to be going I got to go to Raleigh, and then I got to go to Virginia, and then I got to go to, I need to see if you and I can hook up. October 21st or 22nd, or 20th, 21st, are you around? Or are you gone? Damn it.
I'm going.
And then I'm going to Seattle, and I hope everybody comes out to Seattle. The Seattle, remember we had that meetup in Seattle? That was awesome.
That was one of the coolest times because it was one of the first times that my wife and your husband showed up. And we walked into the room and they were like, wait a minute. You guys have fans? And we're like, yeah, go figure. Yeah. And the meetups were always fun. We haven't done that in forever, Anna.
No.
Well,
I'm going to Town and Country, which apparently is a fabulous grocery store there. They've agreed to bring in some of our sauces, including the pumpkin marinara. But they were like, we're only going to do it if you come up here and make appearances. So they got me on a crazy schedule.
Are you going down to the wharf?
I have to take a ferry to a couple of their stores. I don't know. They told me to rent a car. I'm spending a lot of money on this trip. So I hope people show up and hang out and have a good time with us.
Going down to that market, man. And there's a couple of great restaurants down there. There's a great cheese
Pike's Market.
Yeah, Pike's Place.
I don't think I went there last time I was in Seattle. I don't think I'll go there again. I'm going to go to here. I'll tell you.
So, folks, if you guys want to go meet Anna Vocino, she's going to be in and around, Seattle. Go check her out.
Friday, November 7th, 11 to 2, Polsbo, 3 to 6, Bainbridge. Saturday, November 8th, Shoreline, and then Mill Creek, and then Sunday, Ballard. Those are some long-ass days. So I hope folks show up. It'll be fun.
Go check out Anna Vocino. She'll be everywhere. Folks, speaking of Anna Vocino, go get the cheese bites. Now,
I wish I had brought them traveling. That was so dumb to not bring those.
As a matter of fact, I'm getting ready to make a big order because I'm getting ready to travel. So I want to have a big order because I'm going to a beach. So I gotta, I can't sit around at Michelin restaurants getting fat. I'm going to be at the beach.
By the way, so easy to eat low carb at the Michelin restaurants because you know what they serve?
Nothing but
meat with sauces.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was very, very like octopus with the little pollen of, and then it was delicious. It was so good. Like, but it was really easy to stay low carb at those places. It's not easy. I will say, okay, I had some, my theory about don't ask for the gluten-free meal because it'll have more carbs than the regular meal. I will say on the flight home, so it's an 11-hour flight, they serve a lunch, and the two options were a ravioli and a duck shepherd's pie. So I'm not going to eat either one of those.
Right.
So I took the plate, and then I wound up having 3 orange slices and a pat of butter. That's what I had for the meal, and that's fine. It got me through. It was totally, you know what I mean? And the lady thought I was crazy because I had to ask her for butter because she sat down a piece of like bread, but then no butter. I was like, can I have the butter? And then I just ate the butter and I gave everything to Lauren and he ate it. Yeah. But that's where I wished. I was like, oh, if I just had a couple of packets of cheese bites in my backpack, I would have been totally fine.
Well, I don't go anywhere without them. I buy 12. I get 12 of just the regular cheddar cheese, and then I get the 9-pack all together at the same time. And I'm getting ready to do a big order of that again, probably tomorrow, because I will be traveling soon. When this comes out, I will be probably on my way back from traveling. But that's how I travel. I'm going to be going to a beach. I'm going to stay low carb because why not? I'm in ketosis. Might as well stay there. I'm going to be on the beach enjoying myself. I did say maybe on this podcast, Anna, I may finally have my pina colada.
Is that one of those ones that you've never had a pina colada?
I've never had a pina colada.
I don't think you're going to like it.
Well, I came close when I was in Florida a couple of years ago. I ordered one on the beach. And then, I was there for a wedding and they took forever to get it. And I had to leave to go and shower and get ready to go to the wedding. And he was coming out with it. And I said, listen, put it on my room, but give it to someone here. Don't waste a drink. And so, I'm sure, they didn't charge me. I don't know what they did with the drink. But the bottom line is I finally ordered a pina colada. I've never had, because I didn't drink when I was young. I started having a drink every night, and I've never had sweet drinks. But, as you know, I love the Pina Colada song by Rupert Holmes.
I think you're going to hate the pina colada drink.
Well, it says in a song, do you like pina coladas? I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. But I can guarantee you this. I'm going to order it. I'm going to take a couple of sips, and I won't finish it. I got a pretty good feeling I won't finish it. Do you think
I'm not trying to rain on your parade, but you're not going to like it.
Tell me why.
It's sickeningly sweet.
There's no way to make it just kind of sweet?
No, because generally most places use mixes anyway, but even if they don't, if it's totally fresh, it's made with dark rum, which is a sweeter liquor, right? It doesn't need, dark rum doesn't need anything sweet added to it. It's already distilled from sugar. It's sweet. It's pineapple juice and it's Malibu rum, which is a liqueur rum. Like it's a sweetened.
Does it have to be Malibu rum? It can't be like
if you're split, that's the coconut aspect. So if by some stretch of the imagination, someone's making a scratch pina colada, but Malibu rum is the rum.
All right, I'm gonna be on an island somewhere. You don't think like if I said, hey, it's a resort, I'm going to this really nice resort. You don't think if I said, look, can you make it from scratch? I want real coconut in there. I want real. They're going to use that cheap ass rum. Yeah. I may not have it. I can't waste.
You have to try it. You have to try what the rest of us have had. Because you can't be like, I've only had this elitist pina colada scratch.
So I gotta have what everyone else has.
Yes, you need to try a real pina colada, And you're not gaming the system, okay?
All right. Okay.
But you're going to hate it.
Folks, go check out Anna Vocino. She's got the cheese bites. But wait, there's more. Not a 2-pack. Not a 3-pack. Anna Vocino's got what we call the quad. The 4-pack. The quad. Look at that.
This is our new spice packaging.
The salt
finally available.
And the barbecue. Anna,
yeah.
I'm ordering one of those bad boys now because I'm getting ready to order the cheese right after the show. So while I'm there, look at that.
Look at the little tin. And it's got the...
Yeah. It's got the thing on the top. Look at that.
This is what people do on the internet. They go...
They tap on it to let you know.
Can you hear that?
Yeah. She's like mukbanging.
Yeah.
She's filling up her own package. Wait, that didn't sound good.
I am filling up my own package.
Yeah. So
folks, you know what? A guy just contacted me last week. He's ordering 110 4-packs for his client gifts for Christmas. I thought that is such a great idea. Of course, I appreciate the big order. But then I was like, well, let me talk about that on the podcast in case anybody else out there, because people look for cool presents to give to either clients or people who work for them. 4-pack of spice.
I think Anna's talking to me right now because usually what I do every Christmas, I buy a stack of Anna's books.
Oh, that's right.
There's people in my life that I forget to buy gifts for. And when they come over with a gift, they go, oh, I have something for you. I have them all wrapped up and ready to go. I don't have to run in the back and wrap them up. Okay. I'm not going to
do that with Eat Happy Italian. That's a really reasonably priced book.
I am not pretending that I wrap these books myself.
You don't wrap them.
I pay this woman to come over. I'm so pathetic because
you pay a woman.
Yeah, she comes over.
Don't you have a woman?
No, she comes over once a year. Okay, I was buying a gift. There's a baby shop in town. My nephew had just had a baby, and I had to send a gift.
Yeah.
And Serena's sending the gift, and we said, oh, we need to wrap this. And they said, hey, we have a woman here. And I'm watching the woman wrap the gift, right?
Oh, she's really good at it.
I said, hey, would it be considered poaching if ma'am, would you like to make extra money? And she goes, I sure would. And I said, can I hire you for an afternoon? Come over. I've got a bunch of gifts. And Serena goes, you are the laziest. I said, no, Serena, this is not about lazy. You've seen me waste paper. You've seen me get frustrated.
But Serena doesn't wrap the gifts in your house.
She's very good at it, but we have a lot. We have people. We got people we got to give gifts to, and we can't remember. So, folks, I usually buy a bunch of Anna's books. This year, I'm going to buy Eat Happy Italian, but I'm thinking about getting a bunch of these 4-packs because this seems cheap.
It's a good little office present.
Yeah,
I thought it was really sweet. I was like, it helps you support a small business, and you're giving a cool gift that I guarantee no one's going to get.
I'm going to do 10 books and 10 of these because there's always the mailman, this guy, the trash guy, everybody. You need extra gifts. You don't realize you need you put a little money in the envelope and you give them that too. Yeah. It shows that you care, right? It shows that you care. And so go check out everything at eathappykitchen.com. You know what to do there. I got a couple of songs to play at the end of the show today. Not just one, but 2. Anna got me thinking about 2 songs today. So we're going to play those. You know what to do. By the way, consults. I'm doing consults left, right, and center. You want to sign up for a consult, you know what to do. Go to VinnieTortorich.com. There's a button there. Click on the button. You are not talking to someone else. You will be talking to me. Okay.
Do people think they're going to talk to someone else?
Half the time when I pick up the phone, it's like, oh, I thought you would have someone else doing the consult. No. I do all of the consultations myself. It's been like that from the beginning, and that's never going to change.
When does your workout come out?
It's coming out. It might be out by the time this podcast comes out.
I can't wait.
We're working on it diligently, but there's a lot of other things in front of it, but it's coming. So go get yourself a consult. Before you go to Amazon, go to VinnieTortorich.com. And if you're not in it already, you can join the itty bitty Titty Committee. I can't forget that now because I've said
do lingerie lunch Wednesday.
Yeah. No, lingerie Thursdays, I think I said. Was it? Wait. It was amateur night on Wednesday night. Yeah.
Amateur night Wednesday, lingerie lunch Thursday.
I got to write it down so I can remember.
You do.
All right. So Anna Vocino was talking about champagne. And of course, this song, it reminded me of this song. So we'll play it right here before I do the sign off. My name is Vinnie Tortorich. Put life into living and do it with one Mr. Rupert. Oh.
I was tired of my lady. We'd been together